The largest chapel in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre is called the Catholicon. This is the main prayer hall of the Greek Orthodox Church in Jerusalem, and we're going to give you a tour through this great worship hall right now. The first thing you see when you enter the Catholicon is a short rose-colored marble basin containing a circular stone marked with a cross. This is called the omphalos, a word that means navel. This omphalos has been here for almost 1,000 years. Now what does this mean, and why was it put here in this particular spot? Well, it has always been a Jewish tradition that the entire city of Jerusalem is the center of the world. And according to the Orthodox Church, the location of both Jesus' crucifixion and his resurrection is the center of the world. So positioned exactly equidistant between the place of his death and the place of his burial is this omphalos, the center of the world, and more precisely, the center of the universe, at least from a spiritual perspective. On either side of the chapel there is a throne. The throne on the right is for the priest who controls the Greek Orthodox Church in the Holy Land. He is called the Patriarch of Jerusalem. The throne on the left is for the Patriarch of Antioch, which is a city in southern Turkey. Now, do you see in the very front of the church a wall with icons on it? This wall is called the iconostasis, or icon stand, and virtually every Greek Orthodox church in the world has one. The iconostasis symbolically separates the main prayer hall, representing all of us here on earth, from the sanctuary and the main altar behind the wall, which represents heaven. And only the priests are allowed to go back there, just like the Old Testament priests used to do in the Jewish temple sanctuary and in the Holy of Holies. So the iconostasis, the wall, represents our current separation from heaven. Now, what is an icon? An icon is a religious painting, but the Orthodox churches don't consider icons to be artwork. They are windows. An icon, in one sense, is like an icon on your computer screen. Literally speaking, an icon is something that stands in the place of something else. That's what it is on your computer, and that's what it is here. An icon in a church is generally a picture of a person or a biblical scene, but the icon is not the person. They represent the person who is being pictured. The icon is a touch point for the faith of the Orthodox worshipers. In both Orthodox and Catholic traditions, prayers are made by believers with the cooperation and intercession of those saints who have left earth and are now sitting in the presence of God in all eternity. Now, all throughout the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, we see a lot of artwork, much of it depicting the image of Christ. We've discovered only about 3 graphic renditions of Jesus that were made prior to the legalization of Christianity in 313 AD. But after the 5th century, we see an explosion of Christian art depicting Jesus, the Father, the Holy Spirit, angels, a plethora of biblical characters, and saints throughout history. There are several reasons for this upsurge of Christian art. First, when Christianity became the official religion of the Roman Empire, pagan craftsmen were converted to Christianity, and they just simply brought their skills over into the church. At that time, the church felt that it was free to use the talents of its members to draw images of Christ, and they felt that they were no longer bound to the Old Testament legalistic prohibition against making images with a human likeness. And finally, the church justified drawing images of Christ based on the fact that God was the one who first started the process of creating images when he himself took on human form. Therefore, to draw a painting in the likeness of Jesus was essentially the same thing that Jesus himself did when he became the image of God on earth.